Hey, folks. Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with AstrologyMojo. Want to help you get your mojo back. It is the end of the month, February 2025, and we're ready for, January 2025. We're ready for the February oracle reading. So here's what you have to choose from today. We're going to get right into it. Let me just show you. Come join me, say hello. All right, there are 3 different journals, 3 different books. And for the first book, which looks kind of royal, this is the deck that wanted to come out and play. So the first, it's the Moonology by Yasmin Boland. So the first journal is going to be Moonology. And for the second journal, believe it or not, we've got the Fairy Oracle. Why is that backwards? I don't know. Let me turn it around. I don't know why it's backwards. Okay, anyway. Fairy Oracle, Brian Froud and Jessica MacBeth. That's number 2. And number 3 for this particular journal, that looks like something I owned when I was 18, 17, is Adriana Ayales, the Herbal Astrology Oracle. That is for journal book number 3. So however you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, live stream, or a replay, I just want you to take a moment and really ground yourself, unless you're driving a car. I'd like you to just tune in to your breathing and feel your body here on the earth, feet on the floor. You take a nice deep breath in and then exhale. And doing that several times can help you tune in to where you are right now. And when you tune into where you are right now, you have a better sense of the messages coming through your higher inner being to you, to your mind. So once you do that, I want you to then, with your eyes closed, a few deep breaths, get grounded, feel yourself here in your body, but your channel is wide open and you're ready to receive your information. Whether you choose 1, 2, or 3 images, know that you are being guided by your higher inner being and perhaps your team in spirit. So then when you open your eyes, I want you to look at these images and get the feeling for, oh, yes, that one for work or career or health, or that one for my relationships, or that one for what do I need to know right now. And once you establish that, pay attention. That's all we ever need to do is pay attention. Okay. So again, I'm not sure why this is reversed. I'm going to be changing. I'm going to be leaving StreamYard and going to a different, a Restream platform so that I can stream to YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. But anyway, right now, I know this is backwards, but for book number 1, it's going to be Moonology by Yasmin Boland. And for a journal book number 2, it's going to be the Fairy Oracle, Brian Froud artwork with Jessica MacBeth. And for image number 3, it's going to be Herbal Astrology, Adriana Ayales, and the artwork is by Joséphine Klerks. All right, so you did your tuning in, and now let's go to the first book. And I hope you're doing well. Okay. Oh, well, if you chose the book journal number 1, the very royal looking one, the card that came out is "It's time to take action, new moon in Aries." Now, technically today, January 30th, 2025, it is not a new moon in Aries, but this is the card that came out. And if you are wondering whether, and does this have a number? No, it does not. And if you are wondering whether that issue that's in the forefront of your mind is worth it, or you need to remove ties to something and end something, the information is it's time to take action. Now, Aries energy is considered the child of the zodiac, and in tarot it's considered the fool. And so that means taking a risk. So if you chose image number 1, a new moon in Aries is that feeling of, that's it, I've done my study, I've researched, or I've been in something long enough to know this is no longer for me, and I'm ready to make a move. And so this is your confirmation that the direction that you're heading in is appropriate and it's timely. And with all of the planetary movements in 2025, Aries plays a big part. Aries and Pisces play a big part, especially in March. We've got Mercury in retrograde. We've got Venus going retrograde. There's Neptune entering Aries, and Venus retrograde in Aries and then in Pisces. So there's a lot of momentum around your momentum if you chose image number 1. And so you're preparing right now to make that big leap. And when you take action, and I'll pull a clarifier on this for you, and the clarifiers are going to come from the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. Let me pull a clarifier. When you take action and you know deep down in your heart, this is it. This is where you need to be. This is true for you. This is authentic for you. Then we have the eagle spirit, which is freedom. Eagle spirit, freedom. And the green screen might not show it too much, but there's the eagle. Freedom. And so it might require a little bit of work. Oh, down at the bottom, I didn't even notice this. There is a Pegasus. Look at that. Okay. Take flight, take action. You're ready to move on whatever level. Your freedom is based on what you deem to be true for yourself, how you feel about what's happening. And even if it's scary or challenging, the opportunity is there's no other way. It's time to go. It's time to initiate something. It's time to take action on something. It's time to take that leap of faith. So if you chose image number 1, with time to take action, new moon Aries, eagle spirit clarifier, and I'm sorry for the backwards type. I'm not sure what's happening. And with the Pegasus down below, we have the go ahead. You got the green light to go for it. And if there's any question, have support along the way. Get a bird's eye view. Take in more responsibility by knowing the direction you're heading in. You're not just jumping off a cliff. You're being directed by the part of you that says, you've done the work, gather a little more intel if you need to, but it's time to take action. And then you'll feel free. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm going to go to my settings before we move to number 2, because I'm not sure why things are backwards. And I don't know where to do that anymore. General. Nope, not showing it. Apologies. All right. Moving on to number 2, book number 2. It is the Faeries Oracle, and by Brian Froud and Jessica MacBeth. And let's see what we have going on here. Come on by, say hello. We're looking at your February Oracle, and you can choose any image or all, depending on what your needs are. And oh, okay. So actually two came out simultaneously, the Fawn and Indy. So I'm going to look up Indy. Indy is 63. Indecision, wishy-washy. If you chose image number 2, we're looking at Indy, a very cute little pixie fairy, Indy. And it's decision time. To make up your mind, make a decision, then stick to your commitment. Set yourself a definite time period to complete your decision, right down to the day and the hour. And then put things into practice before it becomes that feeling or sensation of it's too late. Once you consider all the options, it's really important that you ask for help. Ask for help along the way. And this particular card came out with the Fawn. And I've never actually pulled this card for myself or anyone else. So I'm going to look at what that is right here. The Fawn, understanding the nature of nature, natural magic, and wisdom. And that's a beautiful thing. Here's the image that came out with Indy. Oh, there's the face of the Fawn. It's very beautiful. And let's see what it says, because I'm not familiar with this one. Okay, natural magic is happening. So it tells Indy, the indecision one, to go ahead and trust. When things flow almost effortlessly, this is a sign that natural magic is at work. Enjoy it. A very important part of natural magic is simply allowing the energy to flow. This means both giving and receiving freely. Let the energy flow. Don't push it. Don't control it. Dance with it. Trust. Remember to keep returning to the source for inspiration and to keep your heart filled with light. And so if you're in that place of indecision, excuse me, I dropped my card. If you're in that place of indecision and you're not sure which way to go, look at what is Indy holding? It looks like 2 crystal balls. And those crystal balls are very magical because they are consulting with their higher inner self. And then the Fawn is there to let you know, magical being saying that it's time to trust and then ask for help. Ask for help, and it's time to collaborate. So you can have I know a lot of people who just go reading after reading after reading, and then they don't implement anything. So the answer is not outside of yourself, although going to a counselor, a reader, energy worker, anything like that, that helps bring you back to yourself so that you can feel confident enough to make the decision, especially if, in choosing this image, if it was a definite, yes, that's the image for me, then look at where you feel indecisive and tell yourself there's no right or wrong. There's no mistake. It's an experience. So if you choose to go to the right and you have an experience and you say, oh, I made a mistake, I should have gone the other way, it's not a mistake. Now you know what you don't want. And if you are familiar with Abraham Hicks, the collective that is known as Abraham, the one thing you will learn over and over again, when I started to study them in my late 20s, and I am now 64, and listen to the information from the universe that coincided with my beliefs at the time. I just didn't know it was a thing outside myself. And it gave me strength to know that when I believe something is true, it will eventually be true. And when the doubt comes in, which is very natural, there's no making a mistake. There's, oh, this is happening. So now I know what I don't want. And then you turn and you make a decision to go in a different direction, knowing what you will not have. We don't focus on what we don't want or what we don't have, because then we'll get more of it. But instead to say, okay, been there, done that. We're not going to go there. Now I want that. That's my decision, is to make a decision. my decision to make a decision to move forward is going to help me. Now, if you know of anyone who chose this one, take them by the hand and ask for help because they're ready to go. if you chose this for a different reason, the first image for a different reason, and then this second image for a particular issue, then it's time to really understand what's the energy behind that first one. It's like, oh, I know it without a doubt. I'm going to do it. But if you have doubts about making a decision, do I go with that doctor? Do I take that job? Do I do this on Tuesday instead of Saturday? These things come naturally when you listen to your intuition. And if you meditate and get quiet long enough, you will feel it. You will feel yourself drop right into the center of your heart and expand. The mind, your pineal gland at the center of your brain or toward the back is the beacon, and it sends out the frequency. That's how this energy works. That's how energy works. And Dr. Joe Dispenza will tell you this too in his teachings, that the mind and the brain will send out the frequency to bring back the matter because the heart is the magnet. So if you have an idea, I want to take this course and I'm not sure if I should do February or if I should do next June, I can't decide, then take the words I can't decide out of the equation and put it into, I know everything will come to me easily, effortlessly. I know everything is coming to me easily, effortlessly. And then go about your business and go do something that's filled with joy. Because when you're projecting, I'm so grateful, I'm so happy, what comes back to you is more happiness. And then suddenly, oh, that first class was filled, can't take it anyway. I'll go with the second one. That was an easy decision. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, don't labor over yes or no, this or that. Center yourself and find moments of joy that create a frequency. And that's what you're sending out. And what comes to you is exactly the collection of energy that will make you happy. All right, moving on to number 3. And I didn't do the clarifier. Hang on. Number two clarifier with the Denise Linn Sacred Forest cards. Okay. Whoops. Whoa. And there's bee spirit, prosperity. Do you know that a bee is heavier than its wings and it raises itself into the air with vibration? Vibration. That's how it can fly. It uses vibrational energy to fly because the wings cannot physically support the body weight of a bee. But with bee spirit, you're ready to fly. You're ready to go. And it says prosperity. I know it's backwards, but prosperity. Prosperity is in taking the motion that is most natural for you. How appropriate for this card when you're just indecisive. And the bee does not go in a direct line. It loops and goes around, and it's having an experience until it can find the frequency that says, oh, the flower says in the frequency, this is how bees hear and feel, that there is pollen. And the flower, if it no longer has pollen, it will send out a frequency to let the bee know, not here. Try another flower. Isn't that remarkable? So there's no straight line to your decision. It's not black, white. It's not right, left. And the bee spirit is telling you, go with the flow. Trust your instincts. Ask for help. And you'll discover the truth. All right. That's very cool. And I thank my team in spirit for reminding me to pull that card for you. Pull a card for you. All right. The last one that we have is the for this particular book, whoopsie, I am fumble fingers today, is the Herbal Astrology book. And let's see what we have here for the third image. Ooh, whoa, we're not going to take all those cards, but that one is sitting right there on top. So yes, lemon balm. Oh, nurture. Okay, we have lemon balm, nurture. And the symbols up top are Jupiter, and it looks like Ceres. I'm just going to double check that on 52. Yeah, Ceres. So when you look at, okay, and this did not come out reversed. So when you look at lemon balm, well, first of all, there's another B. Lemon balm helps to calm you. It can help you if you need to go to sleep. It can help you if you are feeling a little stressed out or a little anxious. So if you chose the third book image, and I'll read that too. It's a very calming image. That it's Melissa officinalis is what lemon balm is actually called. Embodies the archetype of both its feminine counterpart, Jupiter, the asteroid Ceres, which rules health, agriculture, nutrition, fertility, and relationship to mother, the nurturer, or the lack of. And so Jupiter is all about expansion and compassion. And so if you chose the third book and the blue book and the light blue book, and you have this card of lemon balm, it's really time to give yourself permission to mother yourself, to nurture yourself, to perhaps do some inner child work. And in doing that, you're going to find that you can bring up the unconscious self. Jupiter also represents overindulgence. So if you find yourself trying to forget about the past instead of dealing with it by focusing on, oh, this is what happened, it didn't feel good, whatever happened, and instead of ruminating over it and expanding on the negative, then and then talking about it in therapy for 6 years, instead of doing that, focus on how you can nurture yourself right now. What can you do right now in this moment? And if you're highly anxious or you're exhausted from working and then having to pay bills or work on your relationships with people, take a pause. And that pause can be the night off, a day. This image can mean, and look at it, it's a single image and it's got birds flying around it. And the flower is just gorgeous. And so even though it looks like it stands alone, it has support. And that support can be inner first, definitely. And in the image itself, there are bees traveling around pollinating. Because without the bees, we don't have honey. Without the bees, we don't have beautiful flowers. So nurture through nature. And that can mean something simple, taking a bath or taking a walk into a park if you live in a big city. And forgive yourself for whatever you think you should have known or done or didn't do when you were younger. Because if you are going to mother yourself, and regardless of your current gender, if you're going to mother yourself, you need to be able to just say, it's okay. It happened. We're here now. What do you want to do right now? And the medicine of the honeybee, it says, is here to serve you, prompting you to ask yourself, where can I soften and receive? How can I access my inner child to access greater wholeness? Honeybee symbolizes the magic of nectar, vitality, and prosperity, and the greater inner and outer wealth that is ahead. And it's right in front of you. So if you chose this third image, you might need to take a break. Okay. It's that simple. Or perhaps it's time for you to just say, I worked so hard and now I need to make some changes. But before I make those changes, I just need to come together with how I feel and not qualify it, judge it, quantify it. It's like whatever happened, happened. I am in this moment now, and this moment can last a day, a week, a century. And so I'm going to put joy in this moment. And if you find yourself thinking thoughts like, oh, I forgot to answer that email, or oh my gosh, I didn't send those letters out, or I forgot to pay the bill. Okay. You can make a list of things, but then get out of your head and say, but I'm remembering to self-care. I remember to self-care. This way, you lower the cortisol. You can actually make a cup of lemon balm tea, add a little manuka honey. Manuka is the only honey that is worth having, really. It is medicinal because any other honey pretty much puts a lot of sugar in your body. So go for manuka honey. It's expensive because it's medicinal. And a quarter teaspoon just can calm the whole nervous system. It can help heal wounds, lower cortisol. I mean, it's amazing what it can do. So think about how you can take the time. That's number one. If you allow yourself to have that time to say, I really deserve this without qualifying it like I deserve it. I worked so hard and I gave them this and I did that. No, shh. We just want to get calm. We just want to get calm and then find something simple. And the moment those thoughts come in that want to take you out of it and say, well, she didn't do that and they didn't do that. And how dare, we're going to just catch ourselves in that moment and then make a little bridge to something that is present tense and pleasant. Like, the sweater is so cozy, or I love the way that flower looks out, or the way the trees are moving, or if it's snowing near you, I love the way the snow is so silent. And literally snow silences sound. That is a scientific fact. So if you need to get quiet and it's snowing near you, go outside. If you need petrichor, the smell of the rain that's about to fall, that can also calm the nervous system. Everything in nature can nurture you. So find some nature and dig your hands in the soil if you're living down under and it's autumn there, or where are we? It would be summer where you are if you're down under. So remember that Jupiter is about expansion, but it's also about compassion and publishing. So maybe there's a book you want to read that gets you involved in an adventure, or a book that you want to write and you start to take notes. So anything that can calm your nervous system, that nurtures you. If you were holding your little inner child's hand and you say, what do you want to do right now? What do you want to play right now? It's like, I want to bake cookies. Okay, go bake cookies. Or I want to take a walk, or I want to take a nap. So anything that you can do for yourself, those of you who chose this image, it's really important to do it, not just think about doing it and then allowing those other confusing, agitating thoughts to come into play. Let's pull a clarifier card on this now that I knocked them all over. Hey, Scarlett. Good morning. All right. This is for the third image, the light blue journal book. And give me a hot 5 minutes to actually do the timestamps if you're watching this in YouTube. All right. This is for the third book, the single flower. Okay. Daffodil Fairy, more nature. New beginnings. I don't know if this will show. That's very green, and it's hard to see her, but there she is. She's inside a daffodil. She's the daffodil fairy. And the daffodils are all below in yellow, but I have green screen, so it's hard to see. And it's all about new beginnings. So the moment you're able to rest after a time of chaos or storms on the inside, you're able to give yourself a moment of neutrality. And we always want to go from negative to neutral. We have to decompress, kick your shoes off, rub your feet, soak your feet, take a bath, do a meditation. Always highly recommended. And ask yourself, what do I need right now? The deck that I am using for number 3 is the Herbal Astrology book. That is the Lemon Balm energy, which is nurture through nature and the power of the honeybee. And then this particular deck is, it's hard to say, is called the Sacred Forest. The clarifier deck that I'm using today is called the Sacred Forest by Denise, Linn. So in using the daffodil fairy energy, it's new beginnings. Before we can start something new and compile it onto everything that we've just been doing, we need to take a break and find ourselves in the moment. And when you're pushing beyond your own boundaries, you know that moment when people are asking you and the phone is ringing and you feel obligated to answer, give. That's when you just say, I'm going to close my door right now for 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. And I am going to take a break, or I'm going to get something done. I don't know the marketer who my husband got this from, but it was something called 3333 and magical community numbers and compassionate numbers that Jupiter also represents. And that is, you set a timer for 33 minutes and you focus. That's it, on one thing. For 33 minutes, I'm going to do a crossword puzzle. For 33 minutes, I'm going to finish this paperwork or the project. For 33 minutes, I'm going to do this thing. I'm just going to focus on eating my lunch for 33 minutes. No other distractions, no internet, no phone, no television. 33 minutes, one thing. And you're able to actually bring your energy in and nurture, and then step into nature, whatever that means to you. And I hope that this is helpful for you. All right, folks, that's our time today. I will be back next week. Haven't decided, or did I post it yet in Facebook? I don't know. We're going to be, there's so much happening. So I'm going to just decide what we're going to talk about in the next couple of weeks, every Thursday. And I'm so grateful that you were here, that you were listening, that you were watching, that you were participating. And remember, feel some peace and pass it on. And thank you always for being you, sending my love to you so that it spreads throughout the universe. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.